What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. We are back with the 2022 Ford Lightning, and this is the XLT. If you guys want the in-depth review, link will be down below. Today we are going to be discussing the 5 things we love and 5 things to improve. So, without further ado, let's start with a quick cinematic, and then after the cinematic, we're going to jump right into 5 things to improve. Let's roll. Number 1 on 5 things to improve, and this list is going to be pretty nitpicky things that could just make it better. So if you're looking for anything crazy, not the list for you. So you have this fancy tailgate back here, right, which is all power. You can just select the button there, down it goes, and you can select it to go back up. Now, the one thing, you've got all these fancy tie downs, you've got your different electrical outlets there that you can use. Very, very functional, made for a working man. Now, a power electric tonneau cover. I think that would be the next step for this bed. I think it would be super useful, and many people would option to get it. I don't think it should be standard, but they have a ton of tonneau covers now, but none of them are power. So that would be a pretty cool improvement. Stepping into the interior for number 2, and that has to do with the seat. While it's all comfortable, and I have no real issues with the seats themselves, there is no memory seating on the XLT. While I certainly don't think it should be standard on the XLT, allowing that to be an option, I think, would be very, very nice, because memory seating is very, very common nowadays. There are other brands that it literally is on like the base trim. I get what Ford is doing. They're just trying to save it for the upper trims. But at least if it's an option, you're still going to get money for that option, right? So it's not just including it. So, and it's super useful. I mean, you guys have no idea how useful memory seating is if you don't have it now. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're considering this vehicle, you're going to have to go up to, I believe, the Lariat in order to get memory seating. Number 3 on the list is heads-up display. Even on the Platinum, no heads-up display on the Lightning. So, again, is it a big deal? No, but is it pretty nice to have? Yeah, it is. I mean, I find it very useful. That way you don't have to look down. You can just always look out onto the road, and it's there. For those of you that are watching this and don't even know what it is, just go look it up. It's in a ton of other vehicles. Very, very common in today's age. So hopefully one day we will see that at least as an option on the Platinum, if not standard on the Platinum trim level. Number 4 on the list is the interior color. While I personally love the interior color, it looks super nice. I mean, I'm a huge fan of gray. You guys know that. Really helps offset the heat here in Arizona. And this one has some style to it, so it looks really good, all of the trim work. However, with that said, I think there should be at least 1 to 2 more options for the interior. Color-wise, I think one interior is not made for everybody, and personally, even though this truck is a really good deal for $75,000 to $85,000, which I know is a lot of money, but believe me, what it's compared to, it is a great deal. I just think for that money, you should be able to have at least 1 to 2 options other than just a standard. So not a big deal. I think this one looks really nice for me personally, but I'm just thinking for those of you maybe that don't like gray. You're welcome. Last but not least on this, number 5, that has to do with the center stack here. I'll flip it around for you guys to hopefully see just a little bit better down in there. So as you can see right there, you can see your 86% displayed for your battery. That, I think, should be literally standard, almost like your mileage down here in the bottom right. Because if I go to some other menus, for example, like let's say I want to see trip and trip 1, and we switch it, now we have our range, but we don't have our percentage of battery. Now, is that a big deal? No, of course not. But is it a simple change with just software? Yes, it is, because thankfully this is super nice and full digital display for your instrument cluster. So that would be a nice little touch. Having that added to every screen, like hard-coded basically, I think it would be nice. Number 1 on the 5 things to love is the frunk. For those of you that don't know, front trunk. So we just go right over here. There's a button right down here, and you just press it, and you just watch out in front of you, and boom, there she goes. So let's go ahead and walk up to it so you guys can see just how much space this thing has. It is a ton of space. You guys have no idea how much space is there, and being able to fit your luggage with people and not have to store it in the bed of the truck, huge, absolutely huge. Not to mention there's even more space under there. So tons of space in the front. My goodness, what a nice feature to have on a truck. And it's power. Press the button, down she goes. How nice is that? Number 2 on the list has to be, at the end of the day, this is an F-150. Now, is it a nicer truck than a standard F-150? Yes, in my opinion. But what I mean by a standard F-150 is all of the panels, right, for this vehicle, as far as the doors, some of your interior component parts, different stuff like that, is all just like a normal gas motor F-150. And what's nice about that, if you have an accident or need some kind of a replacement part that is not powertrain related, the odds of your wait time is probably going to be less than those that are really limited on parts. And from thinking like an owner, that would be super nice, knowing that, you know, it's not going to take forever to replace something. So not that anything should go wrong, and you don't want it to go wrong, but if it does, it's a whole lot faster. Number 3 on the list is the price point of the Lightning. Now, you can get the Pro, right, starting at roughly around 55 to 60,000, depending on the model year you're looking at. With that said, going all the way up to almost or right around the 6-figure mark, coming in at 95 to 100, somewhere in there. This truck, being the XLT in particular that I have gotten for this week, you're looking for the 2022 model, it is right around the 75-ish mark. So with that being said, even for this, I think this is, for me, the XLT is best bang for your buck. I mean, you get still a lot of features, all while just a good price. I mean, it is very, very competitive. Look at the competitors, right? Rivian being one of them, and then the other one, to me, not much of a comparison, but the Hummer. The price is just aggressive on this. Even though it still is a lot of money, it's really good for a full-size pickup truck. Number 4 on the list is the ride quality / suspension. This is one I did not think would make this list when I initially got it this week, because trucks just generally, if you don't get the very top of the line, the suspension is not usually all that comfortable. I mean, it's okay, it's fine, but it's not like something to love about the truck, right? This truck, I don't know what's different as far as suspension goes, other than obviously the battery keeping this thing low center of gravity, but it handles so well. Again, I've said it in my review, you literally almost forget you're driving a truck, which is really impressive for a full-size crew cab 5.5 foot bed truck. Okay, and they say you're supposed to save the best for last. So number 1, aka number 5 on this list, is the power and acceleration. 580 horsepower on this model, the extended range, and it moves. Like 0 to 60 is like 3.95 ish. Seen sometimes that are even better than that, and it's impressive, guys. You got to understand, for around 6,800 pounds, this thing is so crazy. Like, when a vehicle this large moves that rapidly, it is a different feeling. And again, for those of you that are new, I own an Acura NSX, a 2017. I know what fast is. I've ridden in all kinds of exotic cars. I know what fast is. For this truck, it moves. It is so impressive. I'm telling you, just if you get the chance, go drive one so that way you guys can truly experience it. And I'll be honest, you're probably gonna want one after you do it. I'm not gonna lie. So just be warned, be warned. All right, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If there's anything else you guys wanna know, drop a comment down below. Again, my in-depth review is live on the channel. That one's a lot longer, but please like, please subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.